Let's try again. Okay, I'm not ultimately sure this is going to work, so I'm going to go live. Clearly, I have been popping up live a few times, but I've got some very strange messages coming up on my screen, so I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. We're going to see. I can't see the feed, which is not helpful at all. I can't see any comments, so that's not going to help me. Hopefully, it's just not having it. Okay, maybe that's done it. Okay, if you can see me, say hello. And then I know I'm live, because who knows what's going on. Oh my goodness. Hello, good morning everyone. I'm so sorry I'm late. Facebook really doesn't like me at the moment. It's making it extremely difficult for me to actually be able to go live at any point. So there's probably been about 3 videos now of me going, oh for goodness sake, while I attempt to get live. So thank you Nikki for the call. I'm sure you're probably all having a good laugh at me sitting there going, oh no, why? I hope I didn't say anything naughty. I'm sure I probably didn't. I'm sure I was very good. So I'm back again. So here we go, 20 minutes late, but we got there in the end. So yeah, what can I say? It's Facebook does not like me at the moment, so it's having a bit of a game with me. But there we go. I'm here now. Right, good morning. And today we're going to do some painting. So that's why I'm sitting still rather than leaping about like I normally am. So we're going to do some cake painting, and what I've done is I've made a few bits and pieces for you to paint. I'm just moving everything around because there was chaos when this was going on and I was trying to sort this out, and so all my lovely tidy organised workspace has gone to pot. So just if you see me shuffling things around, that's me trying to now get organised. So yeah, wonderful. It's nothing like throwing you completely before a live, I can assure you. You know, you get a grip when you go live, and then when it all starts going wrong, yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. So we'll just compose ourselves just for a moment. We're going to do some cake painting this morning. So if you haven't done any cake painting before, stay tuned. If you have, then I'm sure hopefully I'll give you some more ideas to use various bits of equipment that I'm sure you probably have anyway. And we're going to have a go at doing some painting. Let's get my teeth in too. It's going well this live, isn't it? Right, okay. So we're going to do, it was the expressions on my face. It's me going, oh, I've just been very fed up, I have to say. We're trying to get online. It is just, yeah, it's not been good. It's just not been good. I don't know why. I've been naughty apparently on Facebook. I've just realised I forgot to put the new candle in as well, and I just need to rummage under the table now for that. So while I was being very organised, I completely forgot to put the new candle in, so I've just got to rummage and get one out from under my desk. And so I've got about 200 under my desk of these little tea lights. So we'll get there in the end. It's a calm and organised, relaxed painting session with Tracy, who's having a meltdown. But that's fine. It is what it is, isn't it? Right, okay. So, cake painting. So for those of you that don't know already, I have an online cake painting school, which you're welcome to join at any point. You can pop over to my website. There it is, tracyscapes.co.uk. And you'll find all the information on there if you would like to have a go at cake painting. So there you go, that's a brand new thing for you. So I'm going to show you what that involves, because lots of people don't know what it is. So I'm going to show you what it is. And then if you fancy having a go, then you can pop over to the website and sign up for a few lessons. And in this very relaxed state that I am in normally, rather than this panicky sort of it's all going wrong situation, which I had this morning, but it's fine. We're okay. Yeah, don't send like and share to Kelly. I'm using Kelly's account, so there you go. Kelly's my daughter, for those of you that don't know. So let's start at the beginning. So I teach cocoa butter painting. So this is cocoa butter. This is what the product looks like. It's little buttons, and what we do is we melt them. And we can melt them in 2 different ways. So you can either do them with a glass bowl filled with boiling water, and then either a plate on top, so a china plate of some description, or a metal paint palette like so. You can actually use a plastic one if it's hot water. It's only when you start using candles and things like me, where it can end up a bit burnt on the back, that we start using metal paint palettes, because I use a slightly different system, which is one of these chrome food warmers with a little tea light in the middle. That's what I was just diving under my desk for, and which we light and then pop on top a metal paint palette, and this gets very, very hot. And because it gets very, very hot, the cocoa butter is what we're going to melt, and then we're going to mix it with some dusting colours, and that's what creates our paint. And I love it. I think it's the best paint ever because you can layer it, you can do all sorts of things with it. It's very versatile and it's brilliant for beginners. All sorts of things you can do with it. So today what I've done is I've combined it with some cupcake toppers, some flowers, and I'm going to show you how to enhance those as well. So you've got some different ideas there, using some of the Patchwork cutters kit that is available. So I'm going to go through that with you now. So let's start with the toppers. Let's start with that before we light that, because then we can come back to that. So I'm just putting that there because obviously that is where where the chaos has evolved from me not going online on time. Okay, let me just turn that camera around. Where are we? Because the camera's also gone a bit haywire because I was throwing that everywhere. There we go. Right, okay, let's go. Right, so this is what we're looking at this morning. So this kit here is a Patchwork Cutter Fantasy Flower Kit. I've had this a long time actually, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get that out. There's a bit of plastic from it, we don't want that. And they've got lots of bits and pieces that are in there. There you go. Different flower shapes. And I looked at these yesterday and thought, well, do you know what? I reckon these would be really nice painted. So that's what I've done. And I'm just going to show you kind of some of the bits and pieces that I have put together. But there's quite a nice selection in this little kit. Now, Carol's got this on her site as, so on there is the Patchwork Cutter Fantasy Flower Kit. Okay, there we go. So there's lots of little different shapes. I quite like it because there's a good variety of shape in there as well. There's a little round centre as well. A couple of leaves and things. So what I've done is I've put some onto the cupcake toppers, but I'm going to show you how to do that. What do I do with the sugar paste? There we go. So I'm going to show you how to do one of these first, and then we're going to paint up the ones I've done in advance because I was trying to be organised, you see. See, I do actually, there is some thought into this. So just get yourself some sugar paste. It doesn't matter what it is. And then you can just roll it out. Like so. Like that. So these are going on cupcakes, but you don't have to put them on cupcakes. It's just totally up to you. It's whatever it is that you want to do with it, really. So we've got lots of nice shapes on here with these cutters. As I say, all you need to do is literally just press them down lightly. Don't need to make a huge dent. You just need an outline. So if I pick that up like that, there we go. We've got a line instantly. So nice and simple. They've got a little centre in there as well, which if you line up carefully, just wiggle it around a bit. There you go. Create yourself a little grid there. And then I do like these to be in the middle, but I also really like these kind of offset ones where you get rid of half the flower. So this is the equivalent of my cupcake topper. So this is going to be roughly about 2 inches across. And then if I press that down and then have that out like that, you get this kind of half flower that's on like that. And I quite like that. Doesn't help, I've just distorted it, but never mind. But I quite like that look where it's not fully on. Like that. If I hold that up, you'll see what I mean. These are nice, but you can improve them as well, and that's the other thing I like about this as well. So what you can do is, if you've got one of these, which is a scriber, so mine's covered in royal icing, of course, because I've been teaching royal icing a lot recently, so I've been using it to unblock my nozzle. What you can do, let me go back onto the green board because it's a little bit more obvious on there. Let's bring that forward. What you can do is take your scriber and you can just press it down like so, and you can create a point where it looks like, rather than it just being flat, that's the bit where it's coming out from the center, so it's making it look a little bit more kind of 3D. There we go. So just press it down like that. Again, don't need to press it too hard. Now you can either do this before or after you've painted these, so you don't, it's entirely up to you really. But you're just creating a bit of a mark, and I think it just looks a little bit more interesting than just having them flat. So it's basically taking them to another level, isn't it, really? So you need to do this while the sugar paste is still soft. The other thing you can do as well, I've got a cocktail stick here, also coated in royal icing, just so we know. And you can take this and press this down. This is a bit of a thicker end than the scriber. The scriber is a little pin. This has got a bit more thickness on it, so you could just go over this like so, up and down, and just create yourself a little bit more of a middle going on there. So you can add texture and effects to these cutters like that. There you go. We lift that up so you can see it. Like so. If I tip it, it will come up more when I start painting it. You'll be able to see it, but it does create a bit of a texture going on there, which just makes it a little bit more interesting. So I've cut out a few bits and pieces. I'm not going to paint everything because I shall be here forever, but I'm going to give you the general idea of what it is. So the cutter kit is the Fantasy Flower Patchwork cutter, which Carol has on Sugar and Crumbs. So if anybody is interested in that, pop over there and have a look. Let's get the chrome food warmer in with the lovely new candle that I've just put in there. Let's move some of these out the way. So I've also done some different background colours as well. I've done white and I've done green and pink and all sorts of things. So you can change them around according to whatever it is that you want to do. Let me move that out the way for a second and put that in there. So this is our beloved chrome food warmer. So if you don't have one of these, a bowl of hot water or boiling water is just as effective. Just means you've got to change the water every 20 minutes or so. So that's all. Go on, light. It's because it's a new candle. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. That's it. I was willing it then. Right, let's get rid of that. Royal icing, yeah, it's my favourite subject at the moment. Right, while that's heating up, we're going to put the callets on the top there. Just going to put them in two separate places on the opposite sides. I just find it easier to split my colours. Would I wait for the toppers to dry before painting? You can do if you want to. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Not when it's wet paint. If you were doing dusting colours neat with no cocoa butter in them, yes, then you would wait for them to dry. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to carry on. So let's put some colours down. So we're going to go for white. Well, a lot of white by the looks, the amount that's just come out. I'm going to laugh at myself today. Right, red. Let's put some red down. And I had planned to do a bit of a daisy one on here. I haven't actually done this, but in my mind, I think it will work. So again, as per usual, I'm winging it rather badly. So a bit of yellow in there as well. And we'll stick some green in. Well, this is spring green. This is quite a nice limey green colour. I like this lime green colour. There we are. Okay, and then woodland green is the best. Oh, I love this colour. Okay, let's stick that down there as well. So woodland green, got lots going on this morning, and I might add more. We'll see how we go. We might decide to change it halfway through. So I teach with numbered paintbrushes. We're going to use 0 and number 1. I was thinking, of course, the one I want is missing, but it's not. So number 1 and 0 brush this morning. Let me have a look at that. Can't get any 0 at the moment. They're stuck in Ireland, but hopefully they'll appear sooner rather than later. So 0 and 1. Yeah, winging it, the Sugar and Crumbs motto. You have no idea. You have no idea sometimes. I was organised. I had this already, and then honestly, the minute the live feed started going, I thought, oh no, no, no. Because as I say, some of you may or may not know, I've had some difficulties with Facebook recently, and it's now not becoming funny. You know, when you think, I can't do this anymore, this is really annoying. But anyway, we are getting there. I'm trying to turn this around so I can make all this fit. Let me just shift the camera across. What am I doing? If I moved my camera rather than my stuff, that would help, wouldn't it? Right, so there we go. So some of the other ones as well. Now this little daisy one here, which is a tiny little thing. What I would say to you, patchwork cutters, I'm going to tell you about this now. Whatever you do, make sure that you put them in a bag when you buy them. One time, I don't know what I was thinking, I thought it would be a brilliant idea to put all my patchwork cutters in a bag. That was the biggest regret of my life, because now when I want to find the tiny little horseshoe or the tiny little cat paw print, I can't find it, and it's a nightmare. So forget that. Don't worry about any of that. So I'm just reading some of his question. Is it possible to paint a design in cocoa butter on the inside of a shoe? Yep, absolutely fine. Then flood the shoe with chocolate. I mean, you could try. If you put in the cocoa butter in there, you could give that a go. I don't know because I've not done it, but that would be the answer to that. So these little daisy ones here, what I've done is, again, taken my scriber and I've kind of just split the petals in half, like so. So like I did on the big one, but I'm now doing it on the little one. I'm going to have to put this down to do it, and I'm going to do it as quick as I can because there's a fair few of them. But you can just literally just whiz round and do that. So it doesn't take too long. I haven't got the, when I've marked them, people can be a bit heavy-handed with these cutters, and you can end up really denting your sugar paste. You don't need to do that, you just need to mark it just so you can see where you're going. Basically what I'm trying to do is show you that it's really easy to paint flowers. You don't actually need to worry too much about, you know, being the world's best painter, or you can't draw and all this stuff. You just need a few cutters and then off you go. You can paint all sorts of bits and pieces. I've obviously got plans for this one. In fact, I'm now thinking that one might be better. I might actually switch over to that one just to change my mind here. I think this may show up a bit better. We'll give it a go because that will turn out white. So we're going round like so. There we go. Yeah, Facebook is being very difficult at the moment. You can't talk to them, you can't do anything. It's really hard, especially when you're trying to run a business and you're trying to do certain things and it's just not working and you think, I don't know why. So when I saw all those messages coming up this morning, I thought, oh, you're joking. God. Oh dear. Well, it gave you some entertainment this morning. At least you knew I was going to be live this morning. I only came on about 3 times before I actually went live. It's like a comedy show, isn't it? Oh dear. Well, at least, and also if I split these petals like this, if I try and paint them up as daisies, they will look, hopefully look a bit more like them anyway. That was the plan. So I'm winging it massively this morning, but there we go. Because we had a late night piping last night, or another night piping. So I did Tuesday night with Sugar and Crumbs. We did a Valentine's heart. So if you missed that, you can go back and watch that. That wasn't painting, that was royal icing again. And then last night with my new group, we were doing beginners piping, which has gone really well, which I'm really pleased about. There's some stunning things going on already, which is what we want. And they're now all looking at the enormous course content and thinking, oh my goodness me, where do I start? Well, at the beginning, as I keep going on about, get it all right at the beginning and it's going to be nice and easy for you. Just need to get those lines and dots sorted and then you're going to be up and running. There we go. So you can see just by, let me lift that up, by putting in those extra lines, hope you can see that. There we go. All right. And you can see it. Yeah, Hugh's not here today. I've taken him home now. I'm going to take him out on my travels when I go round this year. I might take him to the NEC, you never know, one year. Yeah, he's gone home. Right, let's do this one here. And we're going to just, again, just press it down. Just makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. There we go. Then also what will happen, some of the paint will probably run into these little cracks as well, and that will highlight it as well, which will look really nice. So let's just do a few little, so we're doing some texturing and bits before we paint. You could actually do it the other way around. You could do all the painting and then do all your texturing. That would work. It doesn't really matter. It's just while I've got all these tools in my hand, I'll give it a go. So that's what we're going to do with those. You can keep them plain. There we go, put that there and that one there. Right, let's give it a go and see how we get on, shall we? So let's start, where should we start? Let's start with the little daisy one. So we're going to paint the petals on this one white. Now, what brush have I got here? 0. Let's start with 0. So let's turn this around. Yeah, the Valentine's cake has gone to Stoke Mandeville Hospital. It should be there today. So, because it was enormous, absolutely enormous. I need some kitchen roll. Hold on, let me get some of that. I can't actually tell what colour is in my brush. Oh, it's like a pinky colour, so let's get that out first before we start. There we go. Okay, right. So going to take some cocoa butter and we're going to just mix some of the white powder in. So the white dusting colour. Any brand, it doesn't matter, as long as it's white. There is some confusion with Snowflake. We sell Snowflake. There's also another one called Snowflake that's a luster colour, which has got a bit of glittery bits in it, so just keep an eye out for that one. Right, and then what we're going to do is we'll start with this one and we're going to just paint these white. So the idea with this was to create a bit of a daisy chain, maybe. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll try it. We'll see how we go. So we can just put the paint down, so just following along. So this set is the Fantasy Patchwork Cutters. I think it's about £8.50, something like that maybe. I don't have it on my site, but Carol has it. I've seen it on Sugar and Crumbs because I checked, so I know it's there. Okay, let's turn that round. So this should start to show up a bit more as I get through this. Now what I'm going to do in the middle, I'm going to paint that white as well, because what I want to do is paint that yellow, but I need to put some white paint down first before I put down the yellow paint. So I'm going to paint the whole thing, and then I can come back and add my colours later on like that. Can you see that coming up? Yeah, there we go. So let's keep going. So you can have them separate like this, or you can put them on top of each other. I think it's a little bit more difficult to paint if they're actually on top of each other. I found this was a bit easier, so we'll give this a go and see how it turns out. Ooh, a bit more paint. And then by the time I've gone all the way around, you see, then the ones I did at the start should be dry. That's the theory anyway. A bit more. So all I've got at the moment is just white paint, nothing else. And I've got this obviously on a pale green background, and I used rainbow dust, not rainbow dust, yeah, rainbow gel, leaf green, not dust, gel. And I just used a bit of that just to dye it a green colour. Blue is always one of my favourites. That looks really nice. So if I could do a blue background to get my teeth in. Can you freeze cocoa butter? I don't think you need to freeze it, to be honest. It's got a really long shelf life on it. I can't see any reason why you would need to freeze it. I've never frozen it purely because it's got a good 2-year shelf life on it. And the bags, yeah, I just can't imagine you'd need to freeze it. So I wouldn't worry about that. Couldn't sleep, so binge watch the Royal Icing. I'm dreaming about it too, I can assure you. My Monday night and Tuesday night, I was up till I don't know what time getting the course material ready. So I think I was sat up till midnight sorting it all out. So I'm hoping to get some more sleep this weekend, and I don't have to worry about getting it all ready and working. It's done now, thank goodness. So now it's over to you now. You've got to do all the hard work now. I've done my bit. All right, let's keep going. Royal icing is a lovely, lovely thing to do, as is cake painting. You're going to know where my enthusiasm lies in cakes. I think it's pretty obvious. It's the main three: chocolate painting and royal icing. I do like royal icing. It's just fantastic. It's absolutely lovely. There you go. Just fill it in like that. So the paint is running into the gaps, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Around we go. Just reading that. The outside of, yeah, try. Personally, if anybody's painting shoes, and I know there's been a few people asking me about shoes recently, if it was me, I would make the shoe in chocolate and then I'd paint it with cocoa butter on the outside. I wouldn't try and paint the shoe mould and then put the chocolate in. I'd do it the other way around. I think you've got more control over it. Anyone who wants to make a pink shoe, so a pure pink shoe, I would, if it was me, do it in white, and then I would get some, there's a colour we've got called Ice Pink Sorbet, it's brilliant, and then paint it. It's a really lovely thick sort of luster pink colour. That works really well. There's a few painting examples on my YouTube channel if you want to go and have a look over there, if you're thinking I'm not too sure what to do with the painting side. Pop over there and have a look. There's a massive, great big hour-long video on shoes that will help you with painting anyway. Certainly give you some ideas. I've painted all sorts on shoes. They're great. I've done tartan ones and all sorts. It's great fun. Once you've got your shoe out and you've been doing, some of you have been doing classes with Ollie, you've got yourself a shoe, then you're off up and running. Let's have a look. See what it says. I'm reading your comments. I've missed a few because I've been looking at the daisies. But yeah, painting shoes or painting on chocolate. So if you want to paint anything for Easter and you're going to do a chocolate Easter egg or something, you fancy painting it, then you're going to need cocoa butter. That is absolutely crucial. You can paint with gels and all sorts and it will look amazing, and then you touch it and the whole lot falls off, so that's no good. You need cocoa butter to do that. So if you are thinking of painting on chocolate, then do that. If you want to have a go and buy yourself a bar of chocolate and turn it over. It'll be flat on one side, and then try and paint something on that. See how you get on. See what it feels like before you sort of launch into sort of Easter egg painting or something. So I must do that. I must do some Easter egg painting. I'm sure the Easter eggs are probably in the shops. I've seen mini eggs. I know they're around. They're like my nemesis. I have to avoid those. But I'm sure the Easter eggs must be appearing. I haven't actually spent that much time in supermarkets. I've sort of run in and run out. It's like a trolley dash when I go in there. Speed shopping. So I must have a look this week and see if they've got. I know the lint. I've seen the lint bunnies around, so they'll be due a makeover. Like I did the bear, I'm sure I can make over the lint bunny as well, and we'll paint that up. Oh dear, so I'm just reading some of these comments. I need to go back a bit to find out what's happening. Can you airbrush over chocolate? As long as it's not water based. Yes, you can paint on ganache. Let's see what else you've said. Okay, there's loads of questions going that I've missed. So yes, you can paint on ganache. That's fine. Yeah, just be careful though, because don't forget this is a hot product because the cocoa butter's hot. Just be careful you don't end up with melting your ganache, because don't forget ganache is chocolate and cream, so if you're applying heat to it, sometimes you can cause a few problems there. Right, there we go. That's that fully painted. Now we're going to leave that to dry, and we're going to just paint something else while we're waiting, something a bit bigger. And we'll come back to this. Okay, so let's put that out of the way. Let's go for, what should we do? Let's do this pink one here. So I wanted to do a red one. So we'll move that one over there. I've got all these here. I don't think I'm going to get through them all, but I've given you some ideas about how to lay them out more than anything else. Right, let's have, where are we? Let's change over to brush number 1. So we need a bit more detail going on. And let's paint, I was going to do one red. I wanted to do a red one. Let's do that one red. I'm moving you out the way. You've been demoted. Right, let's do this one red. So let's pick up some red as it's Valentine's Day coming up. But we'll put a little bit of white in there. Just tone it down a little bit because it'll be too strong otherwise. Oh, I tell you, that was annoying me this morning. Stop it. There we go. I can't bear it making that noise. Yeah, I think we need to give the lint bunny a makeover. And what do you think? So I found red and pink is a fantastic colour combination. So let's have a go at that. So a nice pink background there. And then this is red, but it's got some white in it. So it's not pure red. That will become apparent why later on. Let's just paint this. Well, I'm going to turn it round. Don't struggle and paint in difficult directions. Move this around. Okay, so just move it around like that. You could do multicoloured ones as well. So if you wanted to do a flower that's, you know, got red, yellow, pink, all sort of fantasy flower type thing, you could do that. Because it's quite a strong paint, it's going to cover really well. It should cover really well. Don't need to put another colour down first. Only if I was trying to do a true yellow colour, I might have to put a white down first, but this is fine. I caught the edge a little bit there. That's all right. That's okay. There we go. That's better. There we go. So red with a little bit of white in it at the moment. So it's quite a nice big flower. Nice statement flower, this one. Got a really nice shape to it, this one as well. And I've just made enough of a dent that I can just drop some of the colour in there as well. I think when I did the when I did the sweet stamps earlier in the week on the I was going to say Halloween. What am I on? Valentine's. I did. We piped it with royal icing. Just don't push them in too far. You need them fairly. If you're going to do royal icing, just push them in so you can see what you're doing. if you're flooding and painting and doing all sorts, you might need to push them in a bit further, but as long as you can see an outline, that should be enough. You shouldn't need to worry about anything else in a bit of time. But this paint goes down really well, as you can see. And I've used a pink colour splash to make the pink topper. So I haven't used anything else. I do use that one quite a bit. I'm just reading some more of these comments. You could do brush embroidery on some of these bigger flowers. Yes, for the royal ices out there. Nick is giving you something else to do. You could do brush embroidery on there. That would be very nice. I'll have to have a go at that, see how it comes out. There we go, nearly there. So really good coverage on this. Look at that, really good coverage, love it. Okay, we'll let that dry. What we'll do though is we'll just take a little bit of white and we'll just tone this red down a bit and we'll make a little pale pink centre. So let's put some white into the red and do that next. I'm just reading someone's comment about I was taught to paint on fondant icing years ago. Never used cocoa butter, only used alcohol. What I found with the alcohol is that it doesn't layer very well, whereas cocoa butter layers really well when it's dry. And you can build up and build up and build up some amazing shades. So the difference between, and if you do the alcohol again, what I find, the alcohol just strips the colour off. If you think about it, when you're trying to, well, for those of you that have made mistakes on cakes before, that's me. If you make a mistake on a cake and you've got something in the wrong place, then usually you reach for the bottle of gin, but no, you don't drink it. You put it on your paintbrush and then you try and remove your colour. You see, that works quite well. Now, if you're painting with alcohol, then obviously the minute you do that and then you add another layer of alcohol, you're stripping the colour off. So that's what you need to do. There, I've just caught the edge of that, so I'm just going to put a little bit back in there like that. I'm just going to leave that to dry for a bit. So I personally prefer to paint with cocoa butter. I'm probably a bit like you. I've never even heard of cocoa butter until probably about the last 10 years, I suppose. And once I'd started painting with that, I don't paint with anything else now, and nothing at all, just this. It's easier. I don't want to complicate it. I just want to stick with what I know. So there we go. Let's put that one over there. You can go over there like so. Leave that one to dry. Let's come back to this one. Where have we got to here? Let's do this one. All right. Put that one there. And we'll do this one, a pale pink colour. So we'll use this colour here that we've already got. Whoop. I don't want that moving around. Let's try it. We'll pale this one down a bit. Oh, that one's on pink, isn't it? No, let's do this one then, because that one's on green. Just try and do some contrasting colours. There we go, that's better. I'm surprised I didn't do my mandatory blue. I always tend to do blue everything, me. Oh, I went for green this morning, which is highly unusual for me. So again, this is the first layer. The first layer is always the one that's a bit flat, and then we'll go in and do our magic with it once it's all dried out. That's the plan anyway. I'm reading your royal icing comments. Oh dear, I'm going to keep you entertained for weeks, that is. Weeks and weeks of piping, and you'll love it. It's a great thing. It's a great thing to have, royal icing skill. And painting, obviously, and chocolate. All the three things that I love to do. I tend to skip between those three most of the time. There we go. See, that looks very effective against the green. So it's quite a nice green colour. This one, I say, was Rainbow Gel Leaf Green. It's quite a strong green, that one, but you don't need to put too much in. Literally all I did, because these gels leak everywhere, is take the lid off and literally just touch the edge of the sugar paste, and that was enough. And that's the colour I've ended up with. So I haven't exactly sort of squeezed loads out of the tube. It's just the bit on the end really that's given me this colour. But I quite like pink and green together. It's really nice. So it's coming out okay. Like that. And then a bit there, and then what we'll do is we'll paint the middle white, I think. Make it stand out a bit more. I'm reading some more of this. You've laminated yours. My shells were lovely, the rest was dodgy. The royal ices are making me laugh. Bless you. Keep going. I keep saying practice, practice, practice across the board. Royal icing, chocolate, painting, all of it. Do you know, I used to practice on my family for years. And I started cake decorating when I was 12. And it was my mother's fault because she said to me that I said, oh, what can I have for a birthday cake this year? And she goes, oh, you're too old for a birthday cake. And I thought, right, I'm going to do this myself. So that's how it all started. Anyway, I used to make cakes and give them away to all my family. And they would get absolutely everything and anything under the sun that I fancied doing that week. So my poor granddad was subjected to gold painted cherubs and all sorts of things. They didn't mind though, but it's a great way to practice because you're not getting any pressure then, you're not taking any money from anybody, so you can just give them all away and go put that one down to experience. That went well or that didn't go well, and yeah, that's how I started it, and just keep going. Right, can you use any powder or must it be oil based? These are not oil based, these are dusts, so there's nothing to do with oil in these dusts at all. There's no oil at all. This is the product that is carrying it. So this is the cocoa butter. That's where the oil is. It's in there, okay? Right, what have we got? That one, that one. Let's do one more. Let's do that one. Can we do that one? Is that a different shape? Yeah, let's do this one. Let's see if it will carry the yellow without me having to put a base down. That would be good. And then I can use the yellow to go to the next thing. I'm just going to do, oops, I'm off screen a little bit. I'm going to do, let me turn it. I'm going to add some white to this yellow because I find with all the sugar flare colours, they're really bright and they're much better if they're toned down or lightened with some of the white. So let's do that. Just looks a better colour. Lots of the colours that come out of these dusts, they do need to be able to do that. Is there a forget-me-not blue as in colour or as in cutter for this set? What do you mean? Right, okay, let's go on to this. Oh yeah, actually that's fine. Look at that, that's pretty good. So yellow with some white in it, so it's not too luminous. I tend to find this primrose yellow colour, it really is bright, really mega bright, so we don't want to do that. We want to tone it down a little bit. This is really good if you want to just have a play around one afternoon and you've got some cocoa butter and you've got some paint brushes and some dusting colours and you think, oh, what shall I do for an hour or half an hour? You can do this. This is great. You literally just take them out, and actually once you've painted them all, you could then make some cupcakes the following day if you want to, and then you can just pipe a nice 1M swirl on top of your cupcake and pop your toppers on. That's all you need to do. So you've had time to enjoy painting them, and then you've got time to enjoy making some cupcakes the following day. Trying to do everything in one day, sometimes just too much. So take your time with it and just, you know, enjoy it. You can soon do a few of these. You won't need a lot of sugar paste either, just a little bit. And then once they're all in a box together, they'll look really nice. Last time I did something similar, I did them with the PME cutters. Loads of people did them and they look really lovely. And, you know, the joy of doing something like this is I say, oh, you know, why don't you do this? And then people go ahead and have a go at doing something else, you know, similar. Let me have a look. I'm trying to read some of these comments. It's skipped ahead a little bit. So the powder colour is powder. There's no alcohol in it, if that was that question. I can't remember what that question was. No oil in the powder, no. There we go. Now don't forget on this one as well, put another little one down here, so we need to paint that one as well. But yeah, when you're doing these, just think about your background colour. If you want to do something stronger like black, you might have to do white first before you then put your main colour on, because it's very dark. So just think about that too as well if you do go down that road. How long do they keep once they're dried? Oh, they should keep a while. I would think nothing of doing these and then putting on cupcakes maybe 2 weeks later, up to 2 weeks later. They'd be fine. If you don't store them in anything airtight, make sure you store them in a plastic, 2 cake box lids together, I find is the most effective thing to do, because then they don't end up getting airtight and then drying out, not drying out, becoming soft. Because if you put sugar paste into a plastic container with a sealed lid, then it vacuums and then you have a problem. So two cake box lids is the best thing if you can get something like that. It works really well. Right, so I've done that one, We're going to do these 4. So this one here, so I'm now going to go back to my yellow and I'm going to just add a little bit more of this primrose in, brighten it back up again. And we're going to do the middles of these daisy things that we've got going on here. So let's see how we do. So we'll pop that in the middle, like so. Thing is with these though, we've got to go back and do one more thing yet before it makes more sense. So bear with me on this. We're going to have to do this and let it dry. So I'm just dabbing the colour on, like so. So it doesn't lift off any more paint, like that. There you go, like that. So that's looking very pretty already. However, let me lift that up so you can see that bit better. We're going to let that dry and we're going to take that to the next level shortly, but we're going to leave it for a moment. We'll move that out of the way. Where we were on the red, weren't we? So let's turn this around. So let's have a go at doing a bit of shading on this. I'm not too sure if this red is going to show up because I'd already done that quite red, but you never know. So we will use, what brush we got here? Number 2. I was looking for my number 3 brush. That's what I really want. No doubt. Oh no, there it is. Look at that. Magic. Yes, brush 2 and brush 3. Wonderful. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll make this up as neat red now. So this will be quite strong. Like that. Yeah, patchwork cutters. If you've got any patchwork cutters, go and have a look at what you've got, because actually there's quite a lot of things you can do. They've got some great shapes on there and you can press them into sugar paste like Margaret's done, and you can create some really nice things on that. So go and have a little look. Right, so then we're going to just tap a little bit along the edge like that, and I'm going to pick up my brush number 3, which is my dry brush, and I'm just going to pull that out like that. Let's make that a little bit darker. There we go. That's better. Nice bit of shading going on there. And then we'll do the same across here. And I'm going to turn this round. Why am I trying to do this awkwardly? Right, let's bring that across there like so. So I'm just tapping a bit of colour down, just pulling it out with a dry brush, sort of blending it out really. There we go. Yeah, go and have a look at what patchwork cutters you've got, because I'm sure there would be lots of nice ideas you can get from those. I'm sure lots of you have probably got them anyway. What it does, it just makes it look a bit more 3D if you increase your colour, you see. Let's go back a bit and do this one again. I think you're picking it up just about on camera. I usually put pictures on Instagram when I'm done. we go. Yeah, you're getting a relatively good effect down there, but I'll pick it up a little bit more so you can see it. It's where the camera is. There we go. So you can see there the shading a bit closer because it looks quite strong from where I'm sitting. There we go. Now you have to do that when it's dry. You can't do that when it's not dry because otherwise it just pulls all the paint off. So you must wait for your cocoa butter to dry before you attempt to overpaint it, or it will mix and then you'll end up with some different colours. So you don't want to do that either. I'm just getting the colour out of my brush, so I'm just dipping it in the cocoa butter, just pulling it out. Now we're going to go back and do the centre as well. So what we'll do there, let's just turn this around, get around this side. And then we'll take the sort of salmon-y pink colour, I guess, this colour here. And then again with our dry brush, which has got lots of red on it, but that's okay. What we'll do is we'll just put some little sort of spots in the middle of this, like so. Now very quickly, if I just take my dry brush and just pat it down, it should blend into something in the middle. There we go. So it's not a flat colour either. If I lift that up again, you'll be able to see it, what it's done. Okay. So I'm quite happy with that one. Do you know, I'm even thinking that you could dry it like that. Look, pretty, pretty. Make it 3D. Could even prop it up. But that's quite pretty. So there you go. So that's that one. Let's move that one out of the way. And we are going to, let me think, no, we've done that one, that's drying, waiting for that one to dry. This one we're going to come back to. So this one here, let's do, what should we do on that one? Let's do a white middle on that one. Let's get the, what brush have I got on the go? Let's go for brush 1. They've all got colours in them now, so I need to clean them all out. Let's get rid of it all. Right, let's go to brush 1. And then what we'll do is we'll just paint this up white. This is the reverse of the daisy, isn't it? It's more like maybe a gerbera or something. Okay, go, that one's fine. And again, we can go back and do some shading. We could try and shade with another colour, but I'm not 100% sure that'll work, but we could give it a go, why not? Let's just make sure there's no colour in that brush there. I may live to regret this, but we'll give it a go anyway. Where are we? Red with a bit of pink. So when I do my, I clean my brushes, this is when I'm working, I clean my brushes in the cocoa butter. When I've stopped work, then I will clean them with hot water. But generally while I'm working, I just use the cocoa butter because it's next to me and I can just dip my brush in it and keep going until it's all out. So it's just easy and quick. Let's tone this down a bit, it's a bit too red at the moment. That's it. What Bree just said is right. That's what I've been teaching people to do anyway. So it's just easier because the problem is if you start going to the sink and washing them out with hot water every 5 minutes, you're introducing water into your brushes of an oil-based project. And if you don't clean all that water out, you're going to start transferring it onto what you're painting. Then you really are going to have problems. So I prefer to stick to cleaning them with. Right, let's see what this is going to do. Is this going to show up? Yeah, it's not too bad. Yep, so you could take a little bit of pink, just go up that centre line there where you marked it with the scriber. Actually, that looks great because it's mixing with the, it's picking up the background. I've missed one, let's go back. So the colour's running into the bit in the middle. Again, I'll pick it up so you can see it when I've done it. And let's put some on there as well. Yes, I have used coloured icing for the base. It's sugar paste, which I have coloured myself with some gels, some colour splash. You can buy pre-dyed sugar paste if that's what you want to do, which I would buy for something of a stronger colour like black or red, but if I'm just using a pale blue colour, I'm just going to colour it up. Oh, and we need to put a bit on this one as well. Don't forget we've got some over here as well. Sure, I forgot to put the lines in, but we can do that now. There we go. Okay, so let's pick that one up. So what that one's done, you can see, we tip it a little bit so you can see it. So the pink in the middle there is picking up the pink on the outside, but you've still got the yellow going on around the edge. So I quite like this one. It's looking, it's a bit different, a bit shaded. So white in the middle, I painted it all yellow and then over painted it with pink and blended it through, and that's what you've ended up with. So yeah, that's quite different, that one. I'm pleased with that one. Okay, so we've got two there that are done. Right, let's go to this one next. Now let's try and do the opposite way with this one. Let's go red in the middle. Okay. Let's put some red in the middle there. Don't forget, because this is surface colour as well, you're not adding in loads and loads of food colouring into what you're giving someone. It's only on the surface. You're not kneading it all the way through. So there's that side of it as well. And let's put red in there. Let's go wild, shall we? Might as well pick out the Valentine's-y type colours. Turn that round. Because I've pushed that centre quite a long way in, it's given me quite a nice round section to be able to do on that one, so I quite like that one. There we go. Like that. Now again, we could shade it. We might give that a go as well. I'm feeling brave today, so let's give that a go. Let's make it stronger. We won't go red, we'll go like a salmony colour. I'll get the dry brush on standby. Where are you? There you are. I don't know if this will work, but we'll try. So again, we'll just tap some colour in there. Just take our dry brush and just pull it through. Yeah, that's going well. Super duper. And we'll just tap that there. Pull that through. And what it's doing actually, it's picking up the veins, which is quite nice, that we marked in with the scriber. Kelly's in work today. My lovely Kelly's gone to workshop today. So she's, Kelly works in the film industry, so she's gone into work today. So that's where she is. Yeah, she's not here today. She's normally with me on Tuesday nights and Saturdays. There we go. Yeah, you see it's picking up those veins quite nicely. It doesn't matter what sugar paste you put it on, entirely up to you. I use anything and everything with sugar paste. I'm not fussy. I'm really not. Whatever you do, you can use whatever brand of sugar paste is fine. I do use couture quite a bit, but I also like Massa, and I also don't mind Renshaw's either. So I go across the board with them all. Whatever is fine. There you go. Yeah, for anyone who wants to join the Royal Icing course, I have extended the offer until Monday, and then after Monday it's going, you can still join at any time, but you'll just pay more for it. So up until Monday, then it's going up to 85, so it's 60 at the moment. So if anybody's looking at Royal Icing and you want to jump on the bandwagon quick, then go for it. Of course, the other thing you could do with this, and my brain's going overdrive now, is you could put some little spots on this. So if we went darker, so if we went to red, what brush have I got here? Brush 1. Okay, that might be all right. You could put some little tiny dots on this. Ooh, look at that. Lovely. Like little sort of lilies or something. All right. Okay. That looks nice. Happy with that. Yeah, the Royal Icing course was released yesterday, but it isn't a, you have to do it on a Monday, and you have to do it on a Wednesday. You follow it along in your own time. We've had a couple, well, we've had one live so far. We've got another one on Monday night, which is me just basically going over the initial lesson because it's so important. That first lesson is crucial to make sure everybody is doing what they need to be doing, because if you can do that, then you're up and running. So if you want to join the Royal Icing, it's not too late. You can still pick it up now. Look at that. Lovely. What a great idea that was. I didn't even think about that. I'll pick it up at the end so you can see it. Then what we'll do as well, I think we'll put some extra colour in the middle. So I'll just put some spots down there of the darker colour. And then take my dry brush and just pat it down. Oh yeah, lovely, super, love it. Right, I'm playing and winging it, I know. And Carol does her thing where she switches the camera on and plays. Well, this is what you're all being subjected to this morning, because there wasn't really much of a plan with this, but it seems to be going really well. There we go. So yeah, happy with that one. That's lovely. Really like that one. So we'll put that one there. You've been promoted. Now let's go back to this one. So what you want to do to make your daisies stand out is you want to use a bit of spring green. Let's turn this round. The only thing we're doing it live and you're winging it is that you are literally just hoping it's all going to work. So it's usually okay. There are a few times when I've gone, oh, I didn't like that so much, but yeah, usually it's all right. Let's put a bit of white in with the spring green. Not too much, not as much as I've just piled in there. Maybe I should wait till I finish before I said I'm winging it. Hello from Australia, how lovely. You're very welcome to join us from Australia or wherever you are. Right, now with this, what I plan to do, she says, I don't know if I'm going to be the spring green or the woodland green, but if I just go round the edge of this, I might need the woodland green. Let me put the woodland green in as well. Let's mix a little bit of that, and I need to darken it up a bit. I was slightly suspicious that would need to have happened. So let's put that in. Just going to mix a little bit of woodland. There we go, in there. I'm going to have to hold it. I can't see it either. If I can't see it, you definitely can't see it. Right, okay. So all I'm going to do is just literally put a little line of green going around the edge of these daisies. Because if you pick up a daisy, obviously there aren't any around at the moment, but if you pick up a daisy and have a look at it, there is green going around the edge of this yellow before it then goes to white. Okay. Let's turn it round. There you go. Oh, I'm glad you're pleased with the Royal Icing course. I'm pleased with it too, to be honest. It's taken a long time to record, but I'm really pleased with it. So I'm pleased with all my courses, actually, to be honest. But the Royal Icing has been a mountain. It's been a huge course to write. We've got there. There we go. That makes it stand out a bit more, doesn't it? Like that. Then if you wanted to, you could always put a few leaves in if you wanted to do some behind it, maybe. I don't know, we won't make them huge, but we could just put the odd leaf in here and there. Let's see how that turns out. We won't make them too strong in colour. Let's turn it round as we go. Put a few on, see what it does. So you don't have to use the cutters for everything. You can always do your own thing. Amazing what a few little leaves can do. Keep going. Put another one in there as well. Why not? I feel like I need to put a bumblebee on there now. That's not happening. Not this morning. I don't know if you're seeing a running theme with most of the stuff I've done recently, but a lot of it's quite bright and quite sort of cheery, because I just think that, you know, we all need a bit of cheering up at the moment, so I'm happy to do more bright, cheery type decorations. Let's tuck a few more in while we're on the way round. There we go. How about that? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? All from a cutter. Quite impressed with myself, actually. Oh dear. Look at that. Like magic. There you go, you see? A few little flowers in there. We want to be, what you want doesn't mean you get, you know. Not today. I don't risk it, because look, that's really nice, you see. I'll do a bee another time. I think I'm quite happy with that, you see. But that is really important to put that dark green colour around there if you want to do something like daisies, I think, or daisy-ish. It's not exactly daisy, but it's the impression of, isn't it? So I do want to do something else with this, because these are fabulous, but this just needs something else. So let's try putting in some leaves behind this. Maybe that will help it out. Let's give it some, where should we put it? Let's do some long leaves. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do something completely different. So we could do leaves, you know, that bare grass type leaves. Let's see if we can do that. That means me doing a straight line and not messing it up. So let's hope. Okay, so we'll come out. No, I think I'm going to put a leaf in there. Or actually, we'll try another one. We'll go this way. Let's go this way under here. Got to look like it's coming from somewhere. Does that make sense? You can't just put on these random lines and go, there you go, there's bare grass. So that's the starting point is there, and it's coming out to here. We've got another one going round to there. So let's imagine there's another one that's coming round here, which could, in theory, go over the top of the flower itself, and it could go even as far as there, look, you see. So we could sort of have it like that. So there's all sorts of little things that you could do to this. We'll just make that a little bit thicker. That's better. That's better. Now I'm happy, you see. Now we can thicken them up a bit. Now we've got them in the right places. There we are. Hugely better. Right, let me just read this. Is the course all visual video? Yes, all my online training is all visual videos, the whole lot. Painting, royal icing, whatever it is that you want, it's all video. So you just follow it. And you can keep starting and stopping. So you don't have to do it at the same pace as me. You can stop, catch up, go and have a cup of tea and a lie down, and then come back and have another go. There we go, look at that. That is so much better. Love it. Happy with that. Right, let's just do one more thing on this one, because I'm thinking still that one needs further development. So we're happy with those three now. They're all lovely. Although this one could have a line down the middle. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to this one. Sorry, my brain's just running at 100 miles an hour now. Let's just put a darker pink line down that centre there. Now what have I got here? This is my zero brush. Oh, it's got a lump on it. Let me get rid of that. So we could just go. So these are the lines that I marked on with the scriber, remember? Yeah. Lots of, if you've got any questions about classes on here, if anybody's watching and new, or you know, you're wondering what everyone's talking about, so many students are on here, you know, I'll ask the question, they'll beat me to the answer, I can assure you, because they will be able to tell you from a student perspective as well, not just me going, it's all fabulous, everybody. They'll be able to tell you what it's like. So, you know, if you want to ask questions on Sugar and Crumbs about things, loads of students have already got involved, so don't be afraid to ask questions. Now I'm loving this one more. I might put some dots on it. There's me going, that one's finished. No, I'm going to do something else to it now. And then there's this one here as well. Don't forget you got it down this side. Yeah. Yep. And some dots. I know everything's going to have a dot on it now. I'm turning everything into lilies. There we go. So yeah, all my classes are pre-recorded. We do some Facebook Lives, but they are listed on the website if they're Facebook Lives. I think there must be one coming up next week or the week after. I can't remember. I need to look at my diary. Not I ever look in my diary much these days, but I need to have a look in there and see what's going on. These are all turning into lilies now, aren't they? We've gone one step further with this. Everything I've done now is becoming a lily. This one looks like a lily. Let's make that too. See, there you go. You've got to go beyond the flat painting. You've got to keep going. Just test out the water. See what you can come up with. Yeah, if you're getting stressed out with royal icing, you will need a painting class to counteract the balance, you see. Do you know, royal icing, once you get going, is fabulous. It really is, but it's messy. This isn't particularly messy. It's one of those things, well, my children will tell you, when I'm doing classes, I'll sit in front of the TV and I'll paint and get these things ready. So, there you go, look at that. Put a little bit in there as well. Then I think for the middle, we're just going to go back in there a bit and just get a little bit of the pale pink. Yeah, and the other thing you're all putting up now with lovely Facebook groups around all of the courses, most of the courses anyway, and they're all so lovely. Everybody's so encouraging. We don't have any problems there. Everybody's in the same boat, you see, because we only have, on my groups, you're only allowed in there if you've signed up for the class. So there you go, look at that. There you go, let's change that one a little bit, hasn't it? Da, 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 da. Happy days. Considering I had no idea what I was doing. These are coming out quite well. Right, I'm just going to put some little spots on the background of this one so we can make it a little bit more like polka dot type thing. So let's do that. And then I think we'll be done. Because I've done a white background, you see, this will show up. Well, that's the theory anyway. What is this paintbrush zero? So I'm on the zero brush. Anybody's waiting for a 00 brush? They're stuck in Ireland at the moment, but hopefully they will appear at some point. But if you have ordered one, I have written it there. Right, okay, so let's put some little tiny white dots on the outside edge of this, just as background. There's also a little video on YouTube if anyone wants a little a little preview. If they haven't joined Royal Icing and you want to know what it looks like, go to my YouTube channel, which is Tracey Mann Cakes, and there's a little video on there showing you all the projects that we're doing. So, and then what I've done, you see, because I've been doing lives on Sugar and Crumbs on Royal Icing now for about 5 weeks, is I've put all of those videos on there as well on YouTube. And I'm hoping that my Royal Icers, once they learn their straight lines and dots and all the other things that they need to learn, they're going to be able to storm in there and do those projects, you see. So there's loads and loads of content to keep you occupied. Lots of people have already done the lines on the cakes, on the side of the cakes. That's gone really well. It's just simple, it's effective, and that's all you need to worry about. You don't want to make it too complicated. I'm not saying that there isn't stuff on there that is complicated, but don't need to make it too complicated. Right, we're nearly there. When you paint on with the white, just make sure it's nice and sort of thick, because otherwise you end up with it looking a bit, can't really see it, but actually I'm quite happy with this. Look at that. That has got to be the best bit of winging I've done in a long time. Right, let me move this out of the way. Let's move those there. Let's have a pick these up and have a little look. There we go. Let me bring that down on camera so you can see it. How about that? So all from one set of patchwork cutters, which is the fantasy set, which Carol has on her website. And I've used a core set of colours: red, primrose, spring green, woodland green and white, and that is it. White is crucial because you need white to be able to alter your colours, but that's all I've used. I haven't used anything else, and look how much I've been able to do. So you will be able to be mixing your red to get pink. You don't need to have pink if you don't have it. You can just use your red and tone it up and down with your white. Pretty and different, and if you looked at those cutters you probably wouldn't even dream that you could get this out of it. So even for me, to be honest, I was thinking I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. We're just going to lead with it and see what happens, but also embellishing this as well. So doing getting your scriber out and adding a few extra details so that when you come to paint things like the veins on the flowers and stuff, that you've added some more detail. So it's lovely to have the cutters, and it is great to get the initial shape, but then use your scriber just to add bits and pieces in as well, so that you can achieve something along those lines. There you go. How about that? So I will put a picture of these up on my Instagram page so you can have a look, and I will upload the video to YouTube, but you can obviously watch it here on Sugar and Crumbs as well, so you won't miss out, don't worry. There's lots going on at the moment, isn't there? Lots of time to watch things. So now I need you to go and pick up your paintbrushes and have a go yourself and see what you can create, because it's taken me, how long have I been on? Just over an hour. And that's what we've come up with, and that's me jabbering away as well. So there you go, lots to do. Right, okay, so apologies for the initial unusual start with the delightful Facebook not telling me whether I was live or wasn't live, or giving me all these strange messages, but we got there in the end. So I will be back again on Tuesday morning at, Tuesday evening. What am I on? Tuesday evening at 6:30. I'm on the Royal Icing group on Monday night, that's why. So yes, Tuesday at 6:30. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be doing yet, but I'm sure it will be something fabulous, and we will come up with something then. So do have a lovely weekend wherever you are. Take care, and if you want to contact me, I need to put my website address up at the end there. There you go, that is me. You're more than welcome to contact me on traceyscakes.co.uk, and I will happily help you with chocolate, painting or royal icing. I've got 3 different hats at the moment, you see, so pick a hat and I'll more than happily help them with them. All right, take care, have a lovely day, and I will see you all again soon. Bye for now.